You're listening to the Armchair Ninja podcast. Here is your host, Rich.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Armchair Ninja podcast. It is Thursday, April 21st, 2016. My name is Rich, and with me once again this week is Bijan. How you making out?
Yo, what's good, man? Just came back from, The Jungle Book. Awesome movie. I feel like I just outran some Jaguars, some Mustangs on the freeway to get here. I'm all, jungled up and ready to go, man. Let's do it.
Hey, let's get it recorded. Yeah, the Jungle Book, though? Really?
Yeah, the movie's awesome, dude. I wasn't expecting much from it. Awesome movie.
Go figure. Maybe I'll take the kids to go see it. Didn't seem
Definitely.
like it was... It didn't seem like a great one.
No, it was really fun, and especially fans of American Ninja Warrior. There's a lot of rope swinging, all the cool stuff that we're into. There's a lot of that in this movie. That little kid in the movie, that kid can go. Props to him.
All right. So, probably going to be a short episode. We've got a few things to cover, but nothing too intensive this week. So, we'll keep it light, keep it quick, and get her done.
Get her done.
So we're going to talk about a local competition we found called the Stronger Men's Conference, which was kind of a surprise to find, with a couple of famous ninjas in it. We had Geoff Britten and Joe Moravsky competing in it, and then we had we'll have our video of the week, our fan of the week, and some podcast and ninja news. So, off the bat, with a Stronger Men's Conference, when we looked for some ninja goings on, this was kind of a shock. So in Springfield, Missouri, the James River Church, let me read this out. This is what it was all about. The Stronger Men's Conference exists to empower and motivate men to live out God's view of manhood and to be the best husbands, fathers, and leaders God has called them to be. In response to the tremendous growth the conference has experienced in 2017, we'll be moving to JQH Arena located in downtown Springfield. The conference features world-class communicators, high-energy entertainment, and plenty of food options. This action-packed conference will truly be an experience to remember. And, it had a giant ninja course, like a well-put-together, professional-looking ninja course, like they stole it from the show.
Yeah. I'm not touching anything on that sheet that you just read, but this course is moving on from that. But dude, this course is legit. This thing, if you're talking about unofficial American Ninja Warrior courses, this is the top-notch one. This thing's on fleek, dude. I don't know. You guys just need to see this video that Geoff Britten posted on his Facebook and other social media of his. Well, I don't want to. Should we spoil it? He won the competition, and his winning run is just amazing. But the course itself, man, it looks so fun and awesome and so insanely creative.
Yeah, so I'm going to run through the obstacles that they had there, because this was like a full and proper course. This wasn't some, like we see the little mini courses that they have at San Diego Comic-Con, for example, when they have the what is it, Assassin's Creed or
it's Assassin's Creed little jungle gym courses. It's fun, but it's definitely made for people to have fun. This one's much more legit, and it's built just like American Ninja Warrior. It's not built in some small little gym or hangar or anything. Really impressive stuff. But go ahead and go on.
Yeah, so they had the quintuple steps. They had this long rope swing, Tarzan swing, I don't know what you want to call it. Some kind of tilting table-like obstacle. What did you make of that part? Did you see that thing?
Yeah, it was cool. It reminded me a lot of Sasuke. However, with Sasuke, it's kind of the other way, where kind of runs parallel with you. These things, how would you describe these? They're kind of like ovals, and they spin. So what's the best way to describe it? Imagine the Cannonball Alley. If you guys, no, not Cannonball Alley. What's the cannonballs or the big running balls that David Campbell wiped out on twice in a row?
The coin flip, is that what you're trying to think of?
No, it's not the coin flip. It was before the coin flip. It was giant cannonballs, but they spun.
Yeah, be darned if I can think of what it's called. But yeah it's the same spot. Yeah,
you guys probably get what I'm talking about, though.
It's like the big balls on Wipeout, basically.
Yeah, in many ways. This one's kind of like that, but it's more oval-like, and they spin, and looks really cool. I really like that one's more scenic than actually looks difficult, just because I feel like the balls from American Ninja Warrior is probably a little bit more difficult. These are a little bit more flatter, so you can like post up on them, but their warped wall is what I want to talk about. This thing is cool. First of all, it's 18 feet high, so it's even bigger than American Ninja Warriors. And what'd you think about how it's angled? Because it's kind of angled the other way.
Yeah, I don't know what to make it. It kind of ramps up over, like you said. There must be grips or something there for them, because there's nothing to hold on to, right? Like it must be like a notch in the wall. Yeah, there were some small
grips, but it's still like it didn't have a lip where you can jump up and grab onto. It just had this little tiny grip part. I really enjoyed that, like the creativity of that obstacle. And boy, 18 feet, that's a rough one, man.
Yeah, that's insane. Like you couldn't possibly have shorter competitors do that. I cannot see how they possibly do it.
They better run with all their might of that thing.
2 at a time, they can boost each other up. I don't know how else you could do it. The next was the downhill pipe drop, and it took me a while to find the name for that thing. That's when you jump up on the bar and it runs down like a roller coaster and you launch off onto a rope.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool looking.
Yeah. And then they had the salmon ladder into like an ultimate cliffhanger type deal. And then finally a rope climb. I mean, it was a proper full-on course beginning to end, and it did not look easy at all.
No. Not just that, I mean, this was a really cool event, too. Over 5,000 people came out to watch this event, so it was very legit. I was really impressed by it, and I was kind of shocked that I didn't hear much about it leading into the event. It sounds like it might have been more of a local thing, but 5,000 people on this level of course building, really legit, man.
Yeah, what's strange is when you go to the website, though, too, it wasn't heavily featured, you know? Like, it was all about everything else. Like it wasn't even, this was like a side event. It seemed like, unless I was looking at the wrong one, maybe they're hyping up next year already, but this seemed like it was not the main attraction. This was just one part of it. It'd be like the cotton candy stand by the amount of attention I got.
Well, either way, I'm really excited that events like this are popping up more and more throughout America. And this was really cool. So like if we get something at this level of type of event popping up around the country in different areas, right? This can really be a huge boom for the sport in general, because you have to imagine anybody that's into athletics or anything like this would want to come out and at least watch the top athletes compete in this or be part of it themselves, you know? And obviously if we have 5,000 people in just Missouri and this event that wasn't promoted heavily, I guess, nationally, it might have been promoted heavily in that area. You know, it definitely shows that there's an excitement and a viewer base for this type of event.
Yep, more is always good. You know, more people engaged, the more fans, the bigger the show, the bigger the presentation, and the more likely it's going to stick around for a while longer.
Yeah, and speaking of which, just a shout out to MROC Training Center out in Oceanside, California. They held a Ninja Warrior event for the UNAA just on this last Sunday, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it out because of work, but I really wanted to go. And Jesse Graff won for the women's. I didn't get in time notification of who won for the men's event, but big shout out to them. The competition looked really fun. They have a two stage event this time, and over 40 people competed. Really cool stuff, man. Yeah. But
we both follow Jesse on, on social media, so I wish we had the male finalists as well. Just happened to catch Jesse's before we recorded, so.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that and compete with it, but wasn't meant to be.
All right, so the next thing we want to talk about is the video of the week, which actually there's kind of two of them. We decided to loop back a little bit to when the previews for this coming season have been posted for American Ninja Warrior. So they had a 2-minute one and a 30-second one. What did you think of the previews?
Previews were awesome. Like, especially the 2-minute more featured one, the one that's more predominant online and everything. It's about 2 minutes. I have to first talk about how they introduce the story to this whole kind of like this trailer in many ways. It's kind of like a movie trailer for the show, right? And they really went in depth with the story of all these competitors and how big the whole sport has grown over the past year. And I really appreciated that. It's so well done. It really made you really hyped and amped for this upcoming season. They showed clips from the past. They showed clips from this upcoming season. They also, which really shocked me, is they featured some snippets of local competitions from smaller gyms around the nation, kind of showing how the sport's expanded. It was really cool stuff, man. What were some of your highlights for it?
Yeah, I hadn't really given it thought till you just said that. It was kind of cool that they showed some of the local. I guess they tend to feature that from the people's promotion reels or their submission videos, I guess. I really liked the shorter video. Let's talk about this for a second. The longer 2-minute video doesn't feature Geoff, which
we're going right into it.
Yeah, let's just talk about it for a second, 'cause it's a little foolish. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Like, just some of the choices they made, and who it does feature is like David Campbell front and center, and then he didn't even make it onto the show. Like,
have we talked about the whole David Campbell thing in the LA tape recordings?
I don't know. I think we did.
Well, for people that need to catch up, it's been a very controversial topic online. Is that they didn't let David Campbell just, or I guess they didn't put David Campbell straight onto the show for the LA record tapings where he usually competes. They had him basically wait in line in the, the walk-on line, right? And they never got to him, so he didn't even run this latest season. Now, he might still run. Hopefully we get to see him because he's probably one of my top 5 favorite American Ninja Warriors of all time. And he might compete at another city, but for the LA tapings where he usually was, they gave him the shaft, and that is such a sad thing to happen. And it's even more further, like, for me, it really, like, kind of PO'd me, just for the fact that they're actually featuring him on this commercial, just showing more so how bigger of a deal and a name he is, but yet they don't even give him the respect of even running.
Yeah, they made some really odd choices. Not just David Campbell, but they featured Elliot Hall, too, who is not competing this season, by his own choice, at least. And I'm not sure if you're aware of that or not, but Elliot Hall has decided to take a break this season. I don't know. He didn't really imply whether he'd be back later or not, but for a really interesting reason, he said that basically he didn't like how it changed his interactions with people. So they were treating him differently, and all anybody wanted to kind of talk about was Ninja. And he's more about, he's got a lot of interests, right? He's,
free
like
running,
snowboarding, everything else. And
yeah.
So that was kind of an interesting perspective, and I really respect his decision to quit for that reason.
Yeah, I can't hate on somebody for that, It's important to always keep sensibilities of your privacy and everything, and one thing that comes with being, well-known, featured predominantly in mass media is you kind of lose a sense of privacy, or just being a general populous citizen in America. You kind of get on this kind of pedestal or plateau, and people might recognize you, and sometimes it could be tricky where you're just trying to, you always hear the stories of celebrities just wanting to be, by themselves, but people are always bothering them. And I feel like for him, it might be like, hey, I'm just an average Joe. I don't want to be viewed as a certain way. And I very much respect that.
Circling back, we had the 30-second one, the 30-second preview, which I really liked because it did feature, we had 2 champions, or we had 2 ninjas beat the whole thing. And it was a nice change of pace. It was a quicker take. It actually did. I don't think the 2-minute one actually showed any of the new obstacles, but the 30-second kind of gives you a glimpse of what's coming this season.
Yeah, you know what's funny is it's not even 30 seconds. It's actually 10 seconds long. So it's very short. I feel like this is just going to be like kind of like a topper at the end of a lot of shows on Esquire and maybe NBC. But yeah, it's just a short 10-second snippet, and it very much shows, Geoff Britten and Isaac Caldiero at the top of stage 4 and people celebrating, and then a lot of small little quick clips of the new chorus. It's very action-packed, very exciting.
That's funny. You know what? I bet I was looking because they have a bunch of ads and everything on, like click for related videos. And so, yeah, the total was 30 seconds, but I bet there was probably like 10 seconds or so of actual footage.
Yeah, it's actually 10 seconds until it goes to the other part. But yeah, just overall, I really like both. One's really quick, action-packed topper for, probably at the end of other shows. And the more extensive one, it really features a very good story introduction of the new season. It kind of highlights some new ninjas, and it really, promotes a lot of the more well-known ninjas. It's really exciting, and I very much respect how NBC is promoting this upcoming season. They're definitely making it a big deal. So props to everybody involved with that.
Yeah, although I think it's about time to drop the whole history has been made, history will be made. Okay, we get it. Can we have a new catchphrase or something for this season? Would be great.
Hey, I respect it. This is a season to use that tagline just because, somebody did finish the chorus last season. But if they use it after this season, that's where it's going to get a little old.
And speaking of, so we did again rant a little bit about Geoff again, and I have to say, we finally got our first piece of what I would call hate mail. It was the funniest comment.
I wouldn't call that hate mail. That was glorious.
Made both of us laugh. So apparently we showed a little bit too much love for Geoff in one of our previous episodes, and we got a little bit of we caught some slack for it. So I offered, the person that offered that comment to, give us your take on it. If you think that we were unfair to Isaac, give us something to read. I have no problem reading another point of view. I think it would be interesting. So if you're listening and you agree, share that opinion, or if the person who wrote it is listening right now, by all means, send it in. I would really love to hear, we tried to be as fair as possible, but I'm sure we probably did slant a little that way, just trying to be honest while we were doing the coverage as well.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. But no, for real, anybody that, has a dissenting opinion, it always welcomes good conversation and everything. So I very much welcome anybody that has dissenting opinions on anything. Definitely we have a strong opinion on the whole Isaac Geoff Britten controversy. However, I'm more than open to understand opposing sides, and even when viewing the whole controversy, I very much see it from both sides and understand what's happening from Isaac's point of view. I just feel like it's too strong of throwing Geoff Britten under the bus when it comes to this particular thing, but I definitely see both sides, and that was my main point coming out of last season, because I really felt bad for Isaac Caldiero, where it was getting a lot of flack for, what happened, where it really wasn't his fault. It was more of NBC's fault. So, yeah, I see both sides, and I'm always open for having a really good conversation about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually, what I kept thinking about was on that movie Private Parts with Howard, the Howard Stern story, basically, when he started
You're aging
getting
yourself, man.
What's that?
You're aging yourself on that one.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But if you've seen it, there's a part where basically they're talking about he was getting negative reviews, and it basically didn't matter because they were still listening. And I got that finally, because I was like, hey, if he's listening, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. Just keep listening.
Yeah, but I'm more of the take of, let me hear, even if you have a dissenting opinion, let me hear it, because it always welcomes new conversations, and that's what I want. I always want to hear everybody's opinion on everything.
Oh yeah, totally agree. Absolutely, 100% agree. So,
but with that said, it was more of a funny comment rather than an actual hate mail. So I feel like we're taking this more of like, oh my god, he hates us. It's like, no, it was more of a funny comment, and I actually loved it.
Yeah, it was a very quick one-off comment, but anyway. moving on to someone who actually routinely enjoys the podcast and has been a great fan, we have Shae. Oh no, I'm gonna really mess this one up. Shae Pozarzycki. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Shae. I have no hope of pronouncing that. Oh my god,
that's so bad.
That's terrible.
So bad.
Shae, I'm gonna have to get this pronounced properly, and then I'm gonna have to give you another shout out just to fix this. I am so sorry.
Shae Pozarzycki.
Exactly what Bijan said. So Shae, thank you very much for listening. He's given us a lot of great feedback. He's retweeted, stuff we've sent out. But importantly, I want to reach out to him this time because this is a pretty cool guy. He was looking to be on the show, but he ended up not going to the LA qualifiers due to my lady getting injured and being on crutches. I wasn't able to attend ANW8 LA. He stayed home to help out. And instead, he's going to drive 37 hours to Indy to be a walk-on there. Like, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really good story, and I really hope they feature it on the show because he's traveling really, really far, and he had a really good story of why he couldn't compete in. I forget what were the tapings that he initially wanted to do. It was his local competition, so he wasn't able to make it out for his regional one, and he's driving out really far for it. I really hope he makes it on the show, and yeah, great story. I hopefully he can represent all the armchair ninjas with the dream, coming up. I'm going to be rooting for him.
Yeah, so we're going to be watching that closely, and we'll let you know if Shae ends up making it on as a walk-on, and hopefully I'll never have to mangle his last name again. So in our other ninja news, something we didn't cover before, kind of a point of interest for those that didn't realize, this season the grand prize is actually going to be cut in half. It's going to be $500,000 this year. And I believe the rule was changed so that it'll actually be split by anyone that's able to complete the rope climb in the allotted time.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, I am all for that then. Like, way all for that. That is awesome. I was unaware of that. I just knew that was $500,000, and I feel like that's fine because that's how it was for most of the seasons. They only bumped it up to $1 million. I think the last 2 seasons. But if they're going to give $500,000 to anybody that can complete the course, that's exactly how it should be. That's how it's always been in all the other competitions. So that is perfect, man. I am all for that.
Yeah, that's a great change and one I think most people can get behind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that should save a lot of the drama going forward, and everybody can just focus on cheering on everybody that's on there.
Yeah, that pretty much kills all the controversy that we had, not in terms of who's the first American Ninja Warrior, but more so of like why Geoff Britten wasn't awarded anything. And I definitely understand from the producer's point of view and all the different points of view of why it happened. It was in the rules. So I respect that. However, it really wasn't what the whole sport was about. And I'm very glad that they listened to fan feedback and they introduced this if this is the case, because this is how it should have been last season, and I'm all for it. This is a great, great idea. I'm so glad NBC did this.
So yeah, that's a great change. Very excited for that, and very happy that they've made that. And I'm going to get to go see it myself in person. So I've talked about this a few times now, but it is confirmed. I have my hotel booked for Philly, and I've got my tickets. I haven't really got the tickets themselves, but I do have my permission to go, and I should be able to get in. All of that's taken care of now because I can't apply. Being from Canada, it's a whole big thing, but we get that straightened out. And that's it. We'll be going. Can't wait. It's only a month away. I can't believe that, so I gotta get my butt in gear.
Gotta get ready, man. You excited?
I'm so excited. I can't even believe that's gonna happen. It's such a cool thing to imagine, and I'm gonna be taking my teenage daughters with me to go see it as well.
That's awesome. I'll tell you, there were a lot of children in the audience when I went, and the children were just viewing these competitors like superheroes and the feats they're doing. I really think your children's going to have just an amazing, amazing time. Definitely bring water and snacks, as we talked about 2 episodes ago. They're going to want those. But overall, you're going to have tons of fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely be packing everything we can for that. Taking Cameron's good advice, and you just backed it up, so we'll definitely make sure to do that. Mm-hmm. So anybody that's actually planning on being at the Philadelphia taping, give us a shout. Send me an email. Let me know you'll be there, and we'll see if we can meet up with you. And speaking of my kids, because that's what parents do, they just annoy the crap out of you with things with their kids. My youngest daughter, 9, made a comic. She had promised me she would draw something for the podcast if we get to 10,000 downloads, which we did a short time ago, and she's made a little comic, and I'll include that in the show notes. We'll post it up on the website just for anybody that was interested in seeing it. But it's a cute little comic she did. When she asked me for ideas, I told her, since she likes drawing animals, to imagine what if animals were able to run the course. So that's what this is basically showing.
It's pretty awesome too. Like for her age and everything, this thing's pretty legit.
Yeah, I like the formatting of it. I think she did a pretty good job of laying out the panels and everything. So it's cute. Her focus for this was more on the style and learning how to draw a comic, because she's never really done that before. She draws little doodles and more fancy drawings at times, but it was more about the style and the substance in this case. So it's really cute for 9. I thought she did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Okay, so that is going to be it for this episode. If you are a competitor or an aspiring competitor and you'd like to get some climbing holds, don't forget to swing by our website. That's ninjapodcast.com. Click on the link for Atomic Climbing Holds. Use our discount code of podcast and save yourself 10% off your purchase. And if you'd like to reach out to us, you can reach us on Facebook. We are on Twitter. That's @NinjaPodcast. Or you can email us. That's rich@ninjapodcast.com. So once again, thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a great week.
Peace and love, y'all.
A special thanks to Kathleen Martin for the song Player v Player Remastered from bandcamp.com.
Thank you all for listening, and have a lovely day.